Now with our GMA cover story, and that measles outbreak in West Texas growing to 90 cases and now 9 cases in neighboring New Mexico as well. Here to break down what parents need to know is ABC Medical Correspondent Dr. Darien Sutton. Dr. Darien, always great to see you this morning.
Morning.
So break down these numbers for us and what this tells us about the current outbreak.
To understand this, Whit, so we're talking about the most contagious infection that currently exists. And in Texas, this is the biggest outbreak that Texas has seen in close to 30 years. And one of the reasons why is because we've seen a steady decline in the rate of children vaccinated in this country from regular routine vaccinations. The goal of vaccination or herd immunity is to get at least 95% of people within the community to get vaccinated against measles to protect against outbreaks. But since the pandemic, we've seen a steady decline, and we have pocket communities that are significantly under-vaccinated, most notably Gaines County in Texas, which is where we're seeing this current outbreak.
And one of the tricky things, you have these other viruses out there and things like chickenpox, other skin conditions. So how do you know if it's the measles symptoms that you're starting to see, and how long does it take for these symptoms to develop?
Yeah, so I treated measles during our outbreak here in New York City in 2019. So the way that it looks, often it can present 1 to 3 weeks after exposure to measles, and it starts out with a cough, a high fever, sometimes exceeding 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and then this rash that can develop about 3 days after that fever, starts at the head and goes down to the body. But I think what's so important is that there are also complications. For example, pneumonia, encephalitis, or an inflammation of the brain or the spinal cord, and even something called immune amnesia, where the virus can decrease your ability to remember your protection against other infections, which can make you more susceptible.
So how do we protect ourselves?
Vaccinations. You know, the MMR vaccine is up to 97% effective in preventing measles, and it's so important to know. So the average risk to the vaccinated individual is relatively low, which is good, but we need to make sure that we get those numbers up. So if you're not up to date on your vaccines, get vaccinated. Also, boosters are generally not recommended, but if you're concerned, you can talk to your doctor about getting tested for a titer. I think more specifically those who've been vaccinated before 1969, you can certainly have that conversation. But again, overall, the risk is relatively low if you are vaccinated.
Interesting. All right, Dr. Sutton, we always appreciate it. Thank you so much.